Here we go. Okay, so Leo, we start off with where you are now, and we have the Six of Pentacles. Sixes is always about choices in a balanced and logical way because it's Pentacles here. And it's about equal give and take where you are now. So that's the situation. And here we see a rich man that stands with scales in his hand and is happily measuring out his pentacles. Outside his window, his hands clutch and reach out, but do not grasp the pentacles falling near them. People are grasping. So he's giving to the poor because he has enough here. And the rich man seems willing to give, and Leo has a very generous heart, but does not pay attention to where he is giving. Very important, where you sow your seed. He lets resources fall by the wayside and does not attend to the need directly outside his window. We clearly see this here. So he's not making balanced choices. That's what it's about. He's not making balanced choices. He's squandering his gifts while deluding himself that he is charitable. So that could be a big issue, Leo, possibly in a situation, because this is a general reading, so put it in the situation that you find yourself. Always say that, and this is where you are now. You give up your resources very freely, but you are paying attention, but are you paying attention to what you're doing, Are you giving people what they need or just what it pleases you to give? It's Pentacles. It's got to be pretty solid, something real. Giving your child a new computer when he really wants your attention is not a good use of your resources, nor is it helpful to your child. That type of situation. So be aware of proud but dispassionate giving. That's what the card is saying, and that's where you are now. So quite a strong message there in the beginning. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next card, and that's what's in your future. And we have a major arcana card here, which is 10, so it's 1, it's something new. But it's also the combination of a cycle, the Wheel of Fortune, the combination of a cycle. Please excuse, Mercury retrograde really does affect me. I do see big planets here, and this possibly could be Jupiter, which is very benefic for you as well. I see the sun on this, but it's also saying that the universe's alignment is there for your future, because this is what is in your future. It's a new beginning and a combination of a cycle. So sometimes the Wheel of Fortune is viewed as fate, and it frightens a lot of us because it is a turning point that is beyond your control. So it's fate and destiny. It's also known as a card of fate and destiny. So in other words, that this wheel is it's indicated by the astrological symbols on it, controlled by the stars and the rhythms of nature and life. So I always say that as well. Our life is written in the stars. And we go through these cycles. The sun is at the center of the wheel, and that can represent our mind, and you are ruled by the sun, Leo. So there you are. If you are centered and secured, then no matter how the wheel turns, you're not at its mercy, because you understand that there are cycles. So you will view whatever comes your way as a blessing or curse, a tragedy or an opportunity, And the message of the Wheel of Fortune is twofold. First, know that life has ups and downs, and many times things happen that affect you, but are not, strictly speaking, personal, So if you were working somewhere and you get retrenched, example, maybe it's not a tragedy, it might be a blessing in disguise. There will always, you find the silver lining. This is not due to hurt you personally, whatever happens, although it does affect you deeply. And then, events of life are often good or bad simply because you chose to view them as such. So keep your center and your focus and don't be rattled by events that you cannot control. Be aware of using cycles of the wheel, and don't neglect personal responsibilities in things. Look where you invest. Keep in mind that things are within your control, and do not blame circumstances for mistakes that are possibly truly your own. So that's the message, and it does seem you've got the epiphanies and the clarity of mind and the forward movement, but there can be lightning and storms involved in it as well. And then the next card is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is what is on your mind. Now, we see this page here. He's holding a cup, and cups normally relate to emotions. It could be somebody that's in your life that brings this message to you. There is an offering here, but he's sort of holding it in a very careless way. He's not really taking care of it. He's not even focused or looking at it. Because his heart's not in it. Although he's sort of walking, and we see a lot of this ivy here as well, saying that you're not focused on it, and almost carelessly, because it's poison ivy, so carelessly not taking notice of information that is coming through to you, or messages that are coming through to you, or you're not going with your heart, because this is what is on your mind, and it's information or message, either you giving the message or receiving the message, but there's a bit of poison around it. So maybe not enough balance, maybe not from the heart, maybe giving from the heart, but not really. And then we have your career and your achievements, another page. So this could be also somebody in your life. If these, because they are called cards, if there are people in your life, this would be water, and that would be Cancerian, Pisces, or Scorpio. Might be from a younger person. This would be fire signs, which is Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, because it is the rods. But now this page, this is in your career and your achievements, is bringing you information or message about projects, about future work coming through to you. But it's a good message. It's a message of action, because fire is about action, and fire burns through everything, and it can relate to relationship, careers, investments, whatever it is. And here we see he has green shoes on, where there it's brown, so he's pretty slow at making his next move. He's earthy, where it's green, he's ready, he's actually stepping. We can see the foot taking the action, bringing the message. You could be bringing the information, putting down what you need with your analytical powers and inspiration. But here we see abundant fruit, not poison ivy anymore. We see two columns quite clearly, and a third one sort of hidden, meaning there's expansion and moving forward with a lot of red passion as well, and energy. We have two trees, choices that had to be made as well, brings abundance as well. Definitely information that is coming through, and we have information that could be coming through quite quickly there. Then we have your influences. Now, this is another major arcana card. It's card number 13. It is the card of death. And when we say your influences, it means transformation. When we have a horse, it's movement forward. But we see this horse is moving away from justice, moving in the other direction. It's card number 4. When we add the 13, it adds up to 4. 4 is something about building a structure. So your influences in this is trying to build a structure, but it is completely different. It is 2 completely different things that you're making something new out of. There's complete death of something and rebirth of something else. And we do see armor on this card and protecting the head. So it's something that you defended because there is a shield here as well. But there is a sort of a victory here through all the smoke and what is sort of coming to the fore there. The Death card is a major arcana card, and they hold quite a big importance in a reading. You know, everybody faces death at some death in some way. There can be psychological death rather than physical death, as well. In this card, we see the skull that stares without any resolve. I mean, just looking. And the chilling message is, if you want to move past this point, you have to pass through death. So that's what it's saying. I mean, he's defending it, okay? So why would anyone want to? What is the incentive? Death holds rewards on his banner and his shield. So there's movement and his shield. So the white flower here symbolizes a purity of desire, and the white horse is a purity of will and action. So anyone wanting to continue on their spiritual journeys needs both of these, So it indicates the death of ego and long-held beliefs that no longer are useful to you. So that's why we say total transformation. And that's got to happen to make way for new energy and for life. So the message of death is that spiritual growth brings pain, sadly. And it isn't easy to let go of certain behaviors or beliefs, to admit errors maybe in thought and in practice, the free giving maybe, without negating the magnitude of ego death or spiritual strength, to get that. But it has its reward. There's always that reward. So be aware of fear of change or of letting go of outdated ideas maybe, because fear of change leads to stagnation. Death can be stagnation, which might be longer lasting and more painful than a clean death, So, and that is your influences in something. Complete change. We have another major, you have 3 major arcana cards. So you're going through something significant, cyclically, This is the card of justice, card number 11, which is 2 1s as well. It's a choice as well, because it adds up to 2. And you could be dealing with legalities because it is the justice card. We see the sun again, which is you, definitely the sun. And we see the 2 columns there, and that's about choice again. She has the 2 scales. This card stands for the past and the future that she holds in her hands. That's the 2 scales. It represents the karmic balance of life that we are here to maintain and to get. And this image here of the sun is you directly in the middle of your past and your future in this card. So Justice is blindfolded in this case. We don't normally see her as being blindfolded because she has no power to help or to hurt you. She's unbiased toward you. You have made your karma. And whatever you have done in the past will determine your future. That's what it's saying. So the message of Justice is simple. You make your own future by your actions. You are at a point where you are questioning why something is happening. Look to your past actions. How have they created the current situation? This is a time for taking responsibility for your life. Be aware of giving way to despondency, because you can feel despondent when you're going through these life changes, and you're going through major life changes with these 3 cards here. Because past mistakes have future ramifications. Your present actions will also shape the future. Remember that. Learn from your mistakes and make choices now that lead to a happier future. So that is the basis of your foundation. Then we move on to the unexpected or your surprise. And here we have a 7. 7 is about a choice again. And a choice that is made with regards to possibly finances as well, because we're dealing with pentacles here. It's a card of having patience, because what you have sown, the fruits you have sown, have value. The crop is there, the tree is full, but you need to still go up the ladder. So in other words, you need to have a little more patience. You possibly want to enjoy the fruits of your labor, because we have peace and harmony here with the sheep and the meadow as well, and abundance and a bright blue sky.